A very good morning to my dear computer students. Let us start our today's lecture. I hope you are revising the things regularly. So we will reading chapter number 8, data structures 1, linear list. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed the insertion in the linear list. So we have discussed this algorithm related to it, and now we will be studying another method to implement the same. But before that, let us have a overview or a quick recap in the form of an example what we have read yesterday. Okay, so this is a given array. Now what we want to do, we want to insert element 44. So where it could be inserted, as we can see, it is a sorted array. So where could be the place of 44 is actually we can insert it after 33. Okay, so here, so means at position 2 it will get inserted, index 2. Okay, so in that case, what we will do, as we have read the yesterday's insertion in the linear list, we were adding another space at the end of the array, then we are shifting the elements one by one forward in forward direction. Okay, so thus creating a space here for insertion of the element 44. Okay, 100 will be shifted to 7th index, 99 will be shifted to index number 6, 88 will be shifted to index number 5, 77 will be shifted to index number 4, and 55 will be inserted to index number 3, and so the index number 2 will be blank or empty, we can say. So we will insert 44 there. Okay, so you can see in the other screen, other pictures or diagrams, we can say they have drawn the same concept, shown the same concept to insert a new element by moving these elements to a new position. So in this case, linear searching we are doing, and insertion also we are doing. So shifting of elements to a new room to create a space for your new element is actually very costly. Okay, it should be avoided. So shifting of the element is very expensive process, so it should be avoided if a better algorithm is available. Okay, so in order to overcome this problem, a better algorithm can be with the help of this bisect module. We can implement it. Okay, so bisect module is just like a module we have, means other modules like we have in Python. Similarly, we have a bisect module. So in this bisect module, we have a bisect function also, and we have an insert function also. So these two functions will help us in doing the same task that we have done, like shifting of the elements. That was troublesome, actually creating space for the elements, that is troublesome. So with the help of this insert function, another function is bisect function. So these two functions will help us. Okay, so we'll be using like bisect module, it is dot insert function, then the name of the list and the new element that we want to insert. Okay, in this way we'll be able to insert the new element in the at the right position. Okay, so bisect is also there. Okay, but the main condition that we must remember, that the bisect module works only on a sequenced arranged in the ascending order only. Means the if the array or the list that you are using is in ascending order, then only it is going to work. So you need to make it in ascending order. Like if you are using it in descending order, so the bisect function, you know that it will not work until unless the list elements are in ascending order. So you need to reverse it first. Okay, so reverse it, then perform the following operation, means insert the given element, and then again you can reverse to get the desired ordered list, like you want in descending order. Okay, so in this way we can implement, and this is not that troublesome. Okay, so this was the algorithm that we have read, the concept that we have read just now. In this case, this is the algorithm for this, but improved version of it is by using the bisect module, in which we'll be using two functions, bisect function and your insert function. So this algorithm actually will use the previous program it is, which is based on the insertion, I mean the insertion using the linear method, linear list. Okay, in this we'll be taking up three function, position function to find out the position where we need to insert. See, as we were inserting element 44, firstly we were searching the position where it has to be inserted. Okay, then creating space for it by moving it and then inserting it. So three functions we were in need of. Firstly, searching the index where this element could be inserted, then moving the elements so that the space could be created, and then third step to insert that element. Okay, so for following this particular set strategy, we need to work with three functions, and these three functions are defined here. So it's a long process. Okay, so you can see first is to find position function we have made to find out the position. Then after that you can shift the elements. Okay, for that function is shift function we have made. Okay, and finally to insert. Okay, so for insertion of that particular element you will use another function to insert it. Okay, so position, shift, and then put that element. Okay, so these three functions we were using, actually two function and this particular mylist array to insert the element at the particular position. Okay, so these three things we were doing. So now instead of this we can try this bisect module program to implement the insertion in your sorted array. So it becomes very easy when the array is sorted and we are using the bisect module. The length of the program is less, and also it is not spoiling the, means it is not at the cost of the efficiency of the program. Okay, means it will not be expensive at all. It will be an easy task for a computer as well to maintain. Okay, so for that firstly we need to import the bisect module. So for that you will be writing import bisect. Okay, then what we need to do, then we will take a list, my list name is, and we have put the ascending array inside it, ascending elements inside it. Okay, so for after that we can print this particular values of the list by using this print command mylist. So it is going to print all the elements that are present inside this mylist. Okay, so next is the item that you want to insert. So user will enter what element he wants to insert inside that particular mylist. Okay, so we are using this bisect module and there is bisect function. What this bisect function will do, it will return the correct index value for the item. Okay, it will perform the search where it could be inserted. Okay, so it will give you the index position where that item has to be inserted based on the comparison it will do. Okay, the item will be compared with each element of the mylist list, and then the position of that particular element, the index at which position it should be inserted will be returned back and it will be stored in IND. Okay, once it has been means retrieved the key where it can be inserted, then the bisect dot insert what it is doing, it will insert the item in the list, my list, maintaining the order of the elements. The order will not get disturbed, so my list में उस particular location पे the element has to be inserted by the help of it. Okay, so these two steps will allow the sorting and means insertion of a element in the sorted list, and the sorting will remain unaffected. Okay, means the order will not get disturbed, means it will not get unsorted. Okay, so at last you can print the index of the item and the item itself, and the whole list we can print like this. So initially the list was this, then the element you wanted to enter the new element, so it is printing 45 you have given like this, and it is then giving you the index of 45 is 4th, it is going to be inserted at the position 4, means index 4 it will take, and then finally the result is this. So this is a very easy method using this bisect module, bisect function and insert function. So this program you need to do in your practical file, insertion in sorted array using the bisect module. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. So what is he is trying to say here, that the bisect module works only on the ascending order, but if in case your list is containing a descending order of the elements, so what you need to do before inserting an element, you need to reverse it. So you are applying the inbuilt reverse function here that will reverse the string. So when you will print L2 now, it will give you reversed string in ascending order. Now you can put the element 45 inside this given string L2 L2 comma 45. So it is now inserting 45 in L2. Okay, then after the insertion has been done, you can again reverse the string so that you may get the result of the string in descending order again. So hence you can do it when the list is in descending order. So use this function reverse to reverse it again. Okay, and after insertion you may reverse it in the back position. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Next is deletion of an element from the sorted linear list. So if you want to delete an element from, this is a sorted linear list, and if you want to delete an element from this list, then what could be done? See, firstly, whatever element has to be deleted, that we must identify, means the position or the index of that element has to be identified first. Second step, the element, how the element will get deleted, will not delete like what we will do. See, just what we need to do, we need to shift this element at this position. So what it will do, it will automatically overwrite 22. Okay, we are not going to delete it. No need to give any delete command for this. Just give the element that is present next to that index to that particular place. It will automatically be overwritten. Okay, so you just shift it here. So what you will do, like this is A. Okay, so this is A, like it is A7. Okay, where you want to shift 25. So you will write A of 8 in A of 7. Okay, so this will automatically replace the value that was present in A7. So let us say it is list A. Okay, so list A में 7th position is 22. Okay, element is 22. So what we are doing, we are giving a new value to this position. So A7 will contain now A8. Okay, and A8 will contain now A9. Okay, in this way we can overwrite it, and this way the space at the last will be created. Okay, so now we can see the deletion of the linear list. So linear list may firstly we need to see which element actually we are deleting. So we must find the position of that particular element. So after finding the position of that element, rest of the function we can do. Okay, so like we have a list like this. So let us say we have element like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Representation of the means the list can be in any form. There is no issues. Like now what you want to position 3, you want to, means at position 3 you have found that particular element is. Okay, so I'm just putting elements. Let us say 1 is there, element 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So at position 3 it is there and we want to delete it. So what we will do, we will put this A3 to A2 position, A4 to A3 position, and A5 to A4th position. On this way we can delete this particular element. So what we are doing, A3 way we are inserting A4. 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, so we are inserting A3 pe A4. A3 is now, actually A3 is 4. Okay, and now we are inserting A4 to it. Actually we will not be doing this particular shifting. It is not required. So we will shift only these elements. Okay, so A4, so A3 is 4. So element A3 is 4. So that will be overwritten by A of 4. Okay, A of 4 is 5. So we are putting A3 pe, now we are putting 5. So it will get deleted and then we will put 5 here. Okay, so 5 will be removed from here. Fine, so we'll put 5 here, and now the 6 will get up to we come to the upper bound. Okay, upper bound is 5. Till we reach up to 5 in 5th index, we'll keep on performing it. Okay, so now A of 5 will be shifted to this position. That means 6 will come here. Okay, so this will also get removed. Fine, so this way we will get a space at the last. Okay, So you will get a space here. So when you are shifting it, so either you are shifting upwards or shifting right side, left side or right side, so it is totally dependent upon you. So in this way we can shift them downwards also. Okay, fine. So in this way you can achieve it. It was just an example. So wherever the shifts you are making, there is no issue as such. The array could be like this also. I have made it like this, so it can be like this also, like 1 2 3 4 5, and this is 6, and index is 0 1 2 3 4 5. So the operation can be performed like that also. So if you want to delete it, so what you will do, you will shift it here, okay, and you will shift it here, and you will shift it here. So one blank space will be created here. So in this way you can implement it any which ways. Okay, so either you can shift right side or you can shift left side. So it is totally your choice as you are moving it. Fine. So you can create space here also, or you may create space here also, means at the end of it or at the beginning of it. So it's your recall only. Okay, so again Python provides a remove method that itself take care of shifting of elements. So in this way you are shifting, so your overhead is there. So if we are using this remove method which Python is offering us, so your overhead gets reduced, the shifting of element will be done itself. So once it removes the element, it takes care of the shifting of the elements itself. Okay, and we can use the delete item statement also to delete the particular item. So we can avoid using these algorithms. Okay, and we can use this remove function or that del statement to remove that particular item from the sorted linear list. So here what we are doing, we are trying to implement the deletion of the element from the sorted linear list. So this program also you can add to your practical file. Okay, so here we are using the binary search function. So binary search, we know that we have to find the middle of the given list, then we will search the element if it is less, like here element is 10. So if you are trying to insert or delete an element which is less than 10, then you need to search in this direction, because we know that the given list is sorted. Okay, like it is starting from 1 and it is ending up to 20. Okay, if you want to search for 8, so where you will search, in this part or in this part? Obviously in the left side part. Okay, so you will start searching from the beginning and you will start searching up to mid plus. Okay, this is mid. Okay, this is mid plus mid minus 1 tak aap search karenge, right? See, if firstly you will find the mid as we have discussed in previous class also, then you will compare the item that you want to delete is at the middle place only. If it is yes, then you have noted the mid position. If the element is not at the middle position, then you will search, you will see in which direction you need to search, whether in this direction or whether in this direction. If the number is greater than 10, then this part you will search. Okay, and if the number is greater than less than 10, then you will search in this direction. Okay, so you need to find if item is greater than, it is greater than the AR of mid, means you need to search it in this direction. That means the starting point will be beginning plus beginning will be mid plus 1. Okay, so mid to we have already seen, so mid plus 1 se we will start searching and we will go up to end of the array. And if our item is less than the mid, AR of mid, so we will search in this direction. In that case we will start from the beginning index and we will work up to mid minus 1. Okay, so this case will be followed if the element is less than AR of mid, so else will be followed. Okay, so once we have obtained key where that element is, okay, and if you are not finding that element, then you will return false obviously. So by the end of the searching of this method, you will be able to know at which place the element is. Okay, so the position of the element will be known to you. Then what we will be doing, position is known to you, this is the list, okay, in which you are searching the element actually, and that is sorted. You can see that is why we are able to implement the binary search here. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to take the input of the element that we want to delete. Like I want to delete 30. Okay, so firstly the index has to be identified, the position has to be identified, and that position will be identified with the help of the binary search function that we have just discussed. So from here we will be able to know the position. The position we be able to know. Okay, so once the position is known to you, so that position will be stored in this particular variable position, and then we will if position means whatever position has been returned, if it is a non-zero value, then delete that position. Okay, using this delete statement we will be deleting it. Okay, once it has been deleted, then we will print the list again, and if we have not found an element, then we will say sorry, no such element in the list. So this was the list. You were searching 45 and it has not found 45, so it is printing no such element. Say another execution he has shown you. This is the list and now you are trying to delete 40. Okay, so it has found 40. Okay, so it will delete it and print the new list. I hope it is clear. So this program you need to write in your practical file. Okay, then transversal of the linear list. Transversal means the processing of all the elements, means we have to go through the elements that are present in that list one by one. So how to process them? So you will start from the lower bound and you will go up to the upper bound, and you will print all the elements and keep on incrementing one by one. In this way you will be able to process all the elements. Okay, so in program, that was the algorithm. In program notation, how you are going to traverse it. So you have made a function for traversing. Okay, so size of the array or the list we have identified, so it will start from the initial point and it will work with the size that has been calculated with this length function. So it will print all the elements one by one. Okay, so when this traverse function will be called, then it will print all the elements. So initially what we are doing, we are asking the user to enter the size of the linear array, means how many elements it is going to contain, and then we are initializing it with 0 so that no garbage value could be there. So we are going to create an empty list here. Okay, after that what we are trying to do, we are using a for loop, and there we are asking the user to put the elements inside it. So we are entering the data inside the given list or array, we can say. Then we are calling this traverse function. This will take you here. Okay, here is a traverse function, so it will ultimately print all the elements that you have just entered. Okay, so you can see firstly you have entered number of elements 6, then you are entering all the elements. Okay, once the entering of all the elements has been done, then it is printing all the elements in the same sequence. I hope it is clear to you. Better revise these topics, and thank you so much.